Los Angeles, 1934. The Great Depression's choking the city. But beneath the streets, down where light dies, something's awake. Not the hum of a city fighting to survive. This is something else. A crew of men desperate for a paycheck are 300 feet underground, digging a shaft under Fort Moore Hill. They're chasing a promise of treasure. But what they're finding isn't gold. It's noises that don't belong, eyes in the darkness that shouldn't exist, and a heavy sense of dread that no one can explain. The shaft is so deep it feels like the earth swallowing you whole. A small crew, 6 men, is hired by a mining engineer named G. Warren Shufelt. They're promised a cut of something big enough to change their lives. But 300 feet down, they're not thinking about treasure. They're listening to the dark, where whispers of ancient secrets echo through stone, and the weight of the earth presses in heavy with the unknown. It starts with the noises. One man hears it first, a scratching. Not like rats, not like wind, but sharp, like something's carving its way towards them. This sound twists his stomach. He tells the others, who try to shrug it off, saying it's just the earth settling. No one's shrugging now. The scratching's getting louder, closer, like it's following them. It stops when they stop, starts when they dig, like whatever's in there knows they're there. Then there's the hum. It's not mechanical, not natural. It's wrong, like the earth's growling from its core. They feel it in their teeth, their chests, like it's rewriting their heartbeats. One tries to joke, saying it's just Shufelt's machine up top, but his voice cracks. The hum grows, pulsing, and the lanterns flicker though there's no breeze. Another man quit 2 days ago, said he can't take it anymore. He was tough, not the quitting type, but he looked like he'd seen death itself. The crew didn't ask why, but they're starting to understand. Each day it's getting worse. One man saw something. He was shoring up a timber, alone for a moment, when the dark shifted. Not a shadow, not a trick of the light. Something with eyes. Red, unblinking, burning through the gloom like embers in a dead fire. He blinked, and they were gone. But he felt them, like a weight on his soul. He told the others, who stayed silent, just nodded. Another had seen them too, when a lantern went out for no reason. 2 red points, watching, waiting. The air turned cold, the kind that sinks into your bones and doesn't leave. They haven't told Shufelt. How do you tell your boss you're scared of the dark? This old miner told a story one night, half drunk, about a book he read in 1929 called The Shadow Kingdom, about snake men who looked human and ruled a city by hiding in plain sight. Their eyes glowed in the dark, red like fire. He laughed it off at first, but down in the tunnel, with those scratches and that hum, he's not laughing anymore. They caught him staring into the darkness like he thought those snake men were real, watching them dig. They go deeper, and the scratching's a chorus now, circling them, like they're trapped in a cage with something outside testing the bars. The hum's back, louder, shaking the timbers. A lantern dies, then another. One man clutches something, maybe a keepsake. Another's cursing under his breath, and a younger one's staring at the wall where the shadows move wrong. Tall, thin, with limbs that bend where they shouldn't. Then it happens. The hum turns into a roar, like the earth screaming. The walls shake, dirt rains down. They yell for each other, but the air's too thick, the dark too heavy. One's screaming, and then the sound cuts off. Those eyes, red, endless, fill the void, closer now, not blinking. The last lantern dies, and the shaft collapses. When the dust settles, the crew's shaken but unharmed, and they demand answers. They want to know what's in the tunnels. What exactly are they looking for? Shufelt reluctantly tells them they're looking for an ancient underground city inhabited by lizard people. One night, under a sky sharp with stars, Shufelt meets Little Chief Greenleaf, a Hopi elder with a story that changes everything. It's a warning, a truth carved in the earth's bones about a people who built a city beneath Los Angeles, a city that's still there, waiting, watching. Greenleaf's tale goes like this. 5,000 years ago, around 3000 BC, a tongue of fire tore through the southwest, maybe a meteor storm that turned the sky to ash. Winslow Crater, 1,200 meters wide, was its heart. A race of beings brilliant beyond our understanding saw it coming. They weren't ordinary people, but lizard-like humanoids. They were keepers of knowledge, masters of survival. To escape the fire, they built 3 underground cities. One under Mount Shasta, one lost to time, and the greatest beneath what's now Los Angeles. A city shaped like a lizard, its head under modern Dodger Stadium, its tail curling to the Central Library. This was a fortress. They used chemicals, a liquid that hissed and melted bedrock like wax to carve tunnels miles long, draining to the Pacific. Ventilation shafts hidden in cliffs kept the air fresh. Underground domes housed thousands, while walls etched with stairs, spirals, and lizards. They stored food and water to last centuries, their cement stronger than anything we've built. At the city's heart, under what's now 2nd Street and Broadway, was the Key Room, a temple holding 37 gold tablets, 4 feet long, 14 inches wide. These weren't just records. They held the history of humanity, the math of the stars, secrets that could unravel the world. Greenleaf's voice drops when he speaks of it. Some doors stay locked for a reason. Greenleaf's story didn't end with the Americas. He whispered of tales from across the sea, in lands where they call them Naga, half human, half serpent, living in underworld palaces, guarding gold and secrets older than the stars. They could wear human skin, walk among us, but their eyes betrayed them, glowing in the dark. Greenleaf said the people who built LA's underground city knew the Naga, shared their knowledge, their tunnels. That Key Room, it's not just a vault. It's a door to their world, and it's locked for a reason. Greenleaf says the city's still there, untouched, its makers guarding it. The Key Room is a seal, locking something away. Maybe knowledge, maybe power, maybe something alive. Shufelt doesn't laugh, he doesn't doubt. He sketches a map, the lizard's shape burned into his mind. He knows where to dig, and he knows it's under Los Angeles. That map, that story, drives him to Fort Moore Hill, to the shaft where these men met the dark. He's got a machine he invented called the radio X-ray, a tripod of wires and dials that glows in the dusk. He said it sees through rock and maps tunnels that no one else can find. He's even got a permit from Los Angeles County and a deal to split treasure 50-50, and a crew of men hungry enough to follow him into the earth. Shufelt's operation is small but intense. The Banning property off of North Hill Street is just dirt and scrub, but Shufelt sees a city below. His crew dig a shaft, shoring it with timbers. They're steady at first, caught up by Shufelt's passion. He's up top, reading the radio X-ray signals, shouting about a labyrinth bigger than Babylon. He says they're close to the Key Room, where the tablets wait. The crew digs deeper, 100 feet, 200, 250, through the rock and clay, their hands blistered, their hopes diminishing. January 29th, 1934, the story breaks. Jean Bosque, an LA Times reporter, visits the site. He sees the shaft, the radio X-ray, Shufelt's map. He hears about the underground city, the tablets, the promise of secrets. His article hits the front page, a tale of treasure under LA, and the city eats it up. Crowds gather at Fort Moore Hill, whispering about riches. Shufelt's a hero for a day, his crew the unsung muscle. But the deeper they go, the worse it gets. By March, the shaft's a nightmare. Cave-ins are constant, timbers snap like bones. Water floods the lower levels, cold and black, like it's hiding something. Shufelt's out of money, burning through loans and promises. The radio X-ray signals are erratic, showing shapes Shufelt can't explain. Tunnels, chambers, something that moves. He's not sleeping, muttering about the key room like it's calling him. The crew is breaking. One's gone, another's praying, the rest are ghosts of themselves. They stay, too stubborn or too broke to quit. Then comes that final night, the collapse, the eyes, the end. In spring 1934, it's over. The county steps in, led by Harold Grayson. The shaft's a hazard, 300 feet of unstable earth, flooded and collapsing. Grayson shuts it down before any treasure or tablets are found. Shufelt begs for one more day, saying the key room's close, but his request is denied. The shafts are sealed and his crew disbands. Another prospector, Alfred Scott, tries to dig later that year, but the city stops him. Shufelt fades into obscurity, dying in North Hollywood in 1957, his map and story the only thing left. It leaves the question, deep down in those tunnels, who was watching from the dark? Greenleaf called them the lizard people. Not monsters, but a race who mastered the earth 5,000 years ago. They built that lizard-shaped city, carved the tablets, and sealed the key room. Shufelt believed they're still down there, their eyes red as the ones the crew saw. Shufelt's city isn't alone. 7,000 years ago in what's now Iraq, a people called the Ubaid buried statues, human bodies, lizard heads, eyes like slits that stare through time, found in graves, clutching staffs like they were guarding something. Greenleaf's race, the ones who built under LA, might have been related to them. A civilization so old, it makes our history a footnote. And it's not just ancient. In 1988, in South Carolina's Scrap Ore Swamp, people saw something. 7 foot tall, scaly with red eyes that burned like the ones the crew saw. A kid named Chris Davis swore it attacked his car and left claw marks. Hundreds reported seeing this lizard man. Police found tracks, but no body. Those scratches in the shaft, the hum, the eyes, they're not just in LA. They're in swamps, tunnels, anywhere the dark runs deep. The lizard people, or whatever they are, they're still out there, watching. Metro workers hear it too, in tunnels that shouldn't exist. These stories feel real, and they're terrifying, because if the lizard people aren't a myth, they're down there waiting for something. But what? As fun as Shufelt's story is, there are some holes. Shufelt did dig 250 to 300 feet on Fort Moore Hill, had a county permit, a radio x-ray, and a crew. And while lizards do have spiritual meaning for the Hopis, the lizard people, gold tablets, and the meteor storm aren't in Hopi lore according to scholars. Underground refugees exist in Hopi myths, but Shufelt's tale doesn't seem to match Hopi legend. The Ubaid statues are real, 7,000-year-old, but archaeologists say they're symbolic, maybe gods, but not actual lizard people. The radio X-ray invented by Shufelt was basically a dowsing rod with extra flare and probably couldn't detect much of anything. Ground-penetrating radar didn't exist in 1934. But the noises reported by the crew, those eyes, that sense of dread, that's still a mystery. After the final collapse, the workers likely scattered, back to the Depression's grind. Chinatown tunnels from the 1800s might have sparked Shufelt's map, but no lizard city's ever been found. Shufelt's obsession, the crew's fear, Greenleaf's warning, they linger in the stories like a hum you can't shake. LA's built on secrets. Tunnels, voids, things we don't name. Every dig we half expect something. A tablet, a bone, a pair of red eyes. The lizard people are our fear of what's below, what we've forgotten. Next time you're downtown, listen. If you hear a scratch or a hum, look down. You could be standing on a door, and something's on the other side. Sleep tight. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts on this story or what you want to see next. Huge thanks to everybody for supporting this channel. I'll be back soon with a new episode, so stay tuned. Stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.